Welcome to another episode on my Arduino Yun with some embedded Linux on a laptop and electronics, and as you can see, once again, oscilloscope probes measuring the levels of potmeters and levels of thermistors, including a terminal for input and output. If you have seen the previous episodes, you may notice that this potmeter has changed, including the wiring a bit. That is due to circumstances, but now I need a screwdriver to actually change it, and you can see by the blue line that it is immediately responsive. So with that, I go back to the NTC, and with two LEDs and another LED, actually 3 LEDs here, and how that works. I tested it with the power controller from fischertechnik that I have used before to test LEDs, using pulses modulation, and the LEDs are proven to be correctly working. So why don't they work now? Well, probably because of a problem in the circuit, a design flaw. First of all, let me check if everything is alright. And this wave input is dependent on the fact that I have put a delay into the coder. So now I can actually check for potmeter 2. And that actually should change in value. The question is, does it really happen? So potmeter 2, in case of 500 and more, it says 126. If it is less, how is this really working? And that is a bit of a problem. Let's also see the NTC value 2, which actually is this one, and now it changes value. Oops, what happened here? I didn't do anything except that is kind of the risk of doing experiments. Some things may go wrong. Let me also turn up this potmeter. So alright, now both work. And how does this have effect? $180, I turn the potmeter completely down, or the other way, and I better give some input. Now the sensor value says 820. The point is that this propeller actually hardly ever changes speed. So let me turn it the other way around. Press the button. Let me also move this bed here. Press the button. What effect? None. Also, one thing is that the other one isn't showing anything. Alright, turn down completely. Oh, by the way, I am wrong in... Let's see. Yeah. This one is where you see the spikes. That one gives everything. So let's turn it. They are still dependent on each other, and that shouldn't be. Look at this. I turn the left one totally down. Why? How can I not get them totally independent? The LED burns, so there is contact. What is happening? Even now it doesn't do anything. Why? Let me turn it totally down. Strange effects, still. Thinking and now, yeah, due to changing the potmeter I had to check, and then still no attention for the NTC circuits. Really odd. Alright, some focus on the NTCs now. The problem is that the third LED here doesn't do a thing. So I'm very much inclined to check if it is actually set up right, and let me check the schematics. It goes from here to ground, and that should work. So why doesn't it? If I take a look at the other schematics, they are perfectly set the same. The only thing that I should do here is put a diode somewhere in between, like I've put diodes anywhere else. Another thing that I should do is check the LED is that LED still working. And it has very short legs or wires. Well, not that short apparently. So let me just check. This is one, and that's not working. And this shouldn't be working at all. Alright, so it is working. Did you see? Let me do it again. So most definitely working. So it should be right here. Then transistor again. Right there. And is yet nothing. So that casts doubt on the transistor, primarily because it gives nothing here. So I better put a diode in there, but there is a problem with it because I've run out of ready to use diodes. On the other hand, since I should be able to measure it, by the way. So if I just touch it, there's nothing coming out of it. Here, nor there. Yeah, because the wire is off. Once again, nothing here, and nothing on this side. Let me be careful here. I measure nothing. Yeah, something. You can tell I am touching one of the wires of the transistor, but it shows absolutely nothing here. And it shows nothing here either. Is there something on the wire? That is another important thing to measure. Oh yeah, more than that was the headset for a moment. So what's going on here? Again, a disconnect from the host. That is very unusual. Why does it disconnect? Does this still work? Yeah. So, conclusion is that this part of the circuit, something is very wrong. And that's more than worthwhile to find out what it is. And one more lesson learned. If you have a transistor circuit with an LED and the LED is connected between transistor and ground, and the LED isn't working, the transistor is most likely broken. So I replace the transistor, but I also put a diode, like I did here and here. Now I have a diode here and adapted the circuit accordingly. So power to the transistor, from the emitter one LED to ground. This one didn't function, replace this one and put a diode to the ground. It is not to the power. It is not exactly the same, because here diode is parallel to the motor, as is it here, but I put it anyway for safety. If anything might go wrong then. So with this I now have power on this, where I previously did not. So that is a very good point. Now this side where the probe is now on is straight from the transistor, so I should actually have it here. Give some input. And then wondering why the motor isn't working. It's totally down now and up now. This is not quite what I expected. Oh, but this LED is off. And with this LED off, that means that there is no power to the motor. This LED doesn't do anything anymore right now. So why is that? Perhaps because of a wiring issue. It still needs to be properly wired. Yes, it was burning again. Yes, there it is. Alright. So with some more input, it's a little bit hesitant. Which is strange, but anyway, the wiring has been solved. It is working. Then the question with this, it is working now. I have output. Do I have, what is the output of the NTC value? That is 553 now, 552. Does it change? Oh yeah, right, then I should have the motor working. So let me put number 1 into action again. Now it is full. Some more input. So now the motor that always runs doesn't run. And now I put this potmeter fully on and it runs for a moment. What happens with the value of NTC2? Potmeter larger than 500. Well, that can be a problem because the now the potmeter is 770. So it gives 550. Alright, I turn the potmeter low. I think, I hope. Potmeter 2, 772. But what is the other side? Because sensor value 2 is the potmeter. That should change, and rather immediately, but it's not. So is this potmeter correct or not? That's a very good question. Well, actually yes, because this value changes like it is this way, but the rest doesn't, and that's not good. Question, why? Okay, so far I have tried to use the propellers to cool down the NTC, and as such change the resistance and read that resistance on the screen. The point is, however, that they are both the same NTCs. They don't give the same values. Now, since I solved this circuit with replacing the transistor, I have also tried to see how turning away of the propellers affects it. Primarily because when I use the screwdriver and I turn this away, well, this works on screen, but effectively both motors are still affected by only this one. Well, not right now apparently. So now the NTC value drops. So apparently that is a nice measurement, from 600 something, 700 something to 0. However, and now it's somehow on the rise again. $370, $340, $380. I turn it up. 600 something. $3 something. And look at the potmeter value. 13. Now 11. Potmeter. Our NTC value 1. 600 something. Turn it up. I still can't find out what the effectiveness is. One way I'm very happy that I finally solved part of the circuit. But why don't the propellers cool down the NTC and change the value? Really odd. Anyway, time to end this episode. So what did I do? Well, change a potmeter due to circumstances. And then also a bit of rewiring. Then also change the circuit here, putting a diode, and finding out that everything works but doesn't. Values that are more potmeter related than propeller related, and the motor that suddenly seems to stop and halt for a reason that I haven't yet discovered. For now, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give thumbs up and share via media. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Please donate to keep the videos coming your way. More information on my website. And this is obviously going to be continued one way or another. That's it. That's that for now. And let me now turn potmeter up. Bye bye.